The 2020 anime season has come to a close, and as good as 2020 was for anime, 2021 is set to be the biggest year in anime yet, with many continuations, sequels, and reboots of popular anime. The community is excited to see the new chapters of some of their favorite characters and stories.
Drop that heat.
This year is so stacked that I could fill a top 10 list for the year easily with just sequels. But what about the new anime of 2021? Well, to shine light on the new anime that may go under the radar, I will be talking about my top 10 most anticipated new anime of 2021. This only includes anime that are confirmed for 2021. So even though we recently got news that Chainsaw Man is getting an anime adaptation, the release date is still unknown as of now. I know many of you are disappointed that I won't be talking about the other anime coming out in 2021, like Promised Neverland or My Hero Academia. Instead, I'll put the sequels I'm looking forward to in the description. This also helps refrain from me from talking about ReZero for the third week in a row. So with all of that out of the way, let's begin the list. Starting off our list is a new isekai anime, So I'm a Spider, So What? This isekai anime follows a young student who dies in an explosion. She then is suddenly reincarnated to a fantasy world. Only problem is that she is now a spider. Very similar to the popular isekai anime, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Only this time, the main character doesn't seem quite as overpowered, and instead they have to rely on their strong willpower to survive. Good isekai anime are hard to come around, despite its growing popularity. But with a proven formula and a fun idea, this is an isekai anime to look out for. At number 9 is the supernatural shonen anime, Kemono Jihen. The story follows a detective who is investigating the strange incident of animal bodies rotting away in a village. There he befriends a young boy, and together they venture to uncover the truth behind this supernatural incident. We can thank Jujutsu Kaisen for opening the door for more supernatural shonen anime to be made. With a diverse cast of characters and an interesting premise, this anime could be quite good. My only concern is the animation studio. Having not done anything of noteworthy yet, this could very well be their first big task. Hopefully, this one is a success. At number 8 is the next anime from the creator of Fairy Tail, Eden Zero. Now since there's no anime footage yet of Eden Zero, I'll be showing Fairy Tail scenes instead. The story follows Shiki, who is one day visited by a girl named Rebecca and her cat Happy. After some robots force them off their planet, Shiki and Rebecca venture in the warship Eden Zero in search for the goddess of the cosmos. While it may seem like Eden Zero is treading very similar ground to the aforementioned anime, it has a lot of positives going for it, and the source material has been well received thus far. And if it's anything like Fairy Tail, then the characters will not only be a lot of fun, but well developed. Hopefully, there's just not too much plot armor though like Fairy Tail. At number 7 stems from the highly acclaimed supernatural horror anime, Uzumaki. While I'm usually not a fan of the horror genre, this has me intrigued. Uzumaki follows some high school students who are citizens of a small town. The town, however, is cursed by supernatural events involving spirals. As the story progresses, the students witness all the changes happening in the town. The manga has been so acclaimed, it's won many awards in the community, and so much so that it is considered a classic of the genre. The only reason it's so low is because of my distaste usually towards horror anime. But if the anime is able to replicate at least some of the manga's appeal, this could end up being a masterpiece. Coming in at number 6 is the mecha anime Back Arrow. Back Arrow comes from the creators of Code Geass, one of my all-time favorite anime. Yes, that is a main reason for why I am so excited. The anime centers around a man named Back Arrow, who suddenly appears on the outskirts of the land Rin Garindo, which is surrounded by a great wall. Arrow unfortunately has lost all of his memories from beyond the wall. There, he heads out to restore his memories, but many battles await him. The story looks like a blend between Gurren Lagann and Code Geass in the best way possible. The main character looks intriguing, and the animation looks great. Although, it is an original anime, which worries me, since there's no source material it stems from. But I trust that the studio knows what they're doing, just as they did with Code Geass. We have reached the halfway mark, and here on out are all anime I cannot wait for. Entering the top 5 is Tokyo Revengers. The story follows Takemichi, who recently found out that his ex-girlfriend was murdered by a Tokyo gang of vicious criminals. But God had a different plan for him, and suddenly Takemichi ends up traveling back 12 years when he is still in a relationship with his ex. And wanting to save her life, Takemichi must infiltrate the gang and rewrite history. The story sounds so fascinating to me. So much going on that goes right down my alley in a story. Combine that with all the tension and fights that are bound to happen, and you got yourself a promising anime, and it is the number 5 anime on my list. At number 4 comes the anime adapted originally from a video game, Hortensia Saga. Yes, you heard that right. Hortensia Saga was a video game in 2015, and it had so much promise, a manga was created, and now an anime is coming. Hortensia Saga is a medieval fantasy tale of war and chaos. The story follows an heir to the throne of a kingdom, and after her father, the king, is murdered by a duke, she must go into hiding in the guise of a man, and it is up to her to gain enough followers and warriors to reclaim her throne and save her homeland. The story reminds me a lot of Arslan Senki, one of the most underrated anime I've seen, and being a big fan of fantasy and medieval things, I cannot wait to see what this anime has to offer. At number 3 comes another isekai anime, Mushoku Tensei. The story follows a 34-year-old NEET who ends up dying saving someone from a speeding truck. He is then reborn into a baby's body in a world of sorcery and magic, in a new persona, Rudius Greyrat. The story then focuses on Rudius, the new child prodigy when it comes to magic, and his adventure in this new fantasy world. While this may look like another run-of-the-mill isekai anime, this anime's fame is what intrigues me. This is said to come from one of the most popular isekai light novels, and an anime adaptation was long overdue. With excellent world building and a great cast of characters, it rose up the ranks in the isekai fanbase. Hopefully this gets enough traction, as I could see this rivaling the likes of ReZero for best isekai anime of recent years. Coming in at number 2 is none other than To Your Eternity. Now, to the hardcore fans out there that know of the source material, they are probably shocked this isn't number 1. And don't worry, I will eventually explain. To Your Eternity follows a mysterious immortal named Fushi, who is sent to Earth. While on Earth, he learns how to shapeshift into various things around him in nature. And this is his journey, in search of new experiences, places, and people to interact with. To Your Eternity's manga is the most acclaimed on this list. It has won Best Manga of the Year to some awards on several occasions. And the journey the main character is said to take is supposed to be extraordinary and unforgettable. This was my number 1 until I found out some recent news. And that news is that a certain manga was getting an anime adaptation in 2021. So finally, at number 1, behold, Record of Ragnarok. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this anime. The story takes place years in the future, and all of the gods have gathered and decided to end the existence of mankind. But one Valkyrie proposed an idea, a fighting chance for mankind. They will gather the 13 strongest warriors in mankind's history to take on the gods, and if mankind wins, they live another 1,000,000 years. But if they lose, it is the end of their lives. This manga was beyond epic. It was one of the most recent manga I've started reading, and is already one of my favorites. The fights will be animated, will be some of the best fights in all of anime. This whole manga is nothing but fight after fight, but somehow they were able to develop the characters that were fighting so well. And I reiterate, the fights are some of the best you'll see in a medium. And this is why Record of Ragnarok is my most anticipated anime of 2021. Well, we have come to a close with another list down. What are your guys' thoughts on the list? And what is your most anticipated anime of 2021, whether it's a new anime or a sequel? Please let me know in the comments section. Also, if this channel reaches 50 subscribers, I'll release a video on my top 50 anime of all time. So be sure to get your friends, colleagues, or whoever interested in the channel. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It really means a lot. Also, be sure to check out my last week's video, which was Top 10 Anime of 2020. I am Tiago from Attack on Tiago, and Merry Christmas, everybody.